G'day team, Paul Burt here for Suzuki Marine TV. What a gorgeous day to be out testing the new Senator RH650 thanks to our friends at Warragul Marine, and she's powered by the Suzuki DF200. Let's put it to the test. So one thing I have noticed about the RH650 Senator, it is so comfortable on the ride. Now we do have a little bit of chop out there, and at this point in time it does allow us just to fall off the wave. Really good. It's got a 6mm plate hull on the bottom. It's got 3mm chimes on the plate here when it comes to the tubes, and 3 to 4 on the top deck. Inside, loads of comfortable space for you and the family. Now, when you are crossing a bar or coastal areas where you do have a bit of that east coast swell in particular coming through, or the wind factor on the west coast, is it does tend to fall off the wave. It's super high on the bow, giving you an incredibly dry ride at the same time. And of course, with the sliding windows, you've got plenty of space to look out there and in the front. One thing I've also noticed with the DF200 on the back, the Suzuki powers it straight on the plane, sitting comfortable at around 3,700 revs. You're doing around 35 k's per hour, and with a 235 litre fuel tank, I'll tell you what, the sky in the distance is the limit to where you want to venture to. The inside of the Senator 650 RH is an absolute weapon of a machine, I can assure you of this. It's a really big 650. In fact, it feels more like a 750 sized boat, and it's got the handling capabilities of any kind of ocean, for me anyways. Also, the freeboard is quite high. You're not going to fall out. Up the front here in the cabin berth, double head cabin, easy as. You can also put a macerator toilet in there if need be. We've got the 12-inch Garmin touchscreen in there. Also, we've got the zip wakes for your stability, which automatically adjust the way of the boat. The cabin of the Senator, absolutely stunning. You can have a full lock cabin. This is the extra length, and you can also have a lockable cuddy cab further up afield behind the steering wheel. When it comes down to the aft end, we've also got a beautiful duckboard with a nice size trimming on the edge there to keep you safe, and obviously allow that extra little bit of room for fishing. One thing you'll also notice, everything on this Senator 650 RH is heavy duty, okay, from the bow rail all the way to the back stern. When it comes to the engine now, powered by the DF200, you're going to find the fuel capacity and the fuel consumption is awesome. So running at around 4,200 revs, we're sitting at around 40 to 42 kilometres per hour. We're running at around 1.5 kilometres per litre. So at a 275 litre capacity underfloor tank, you're going to find you're going to have a range of around 400 kilometres, give or take a few there. Also underneath the floor of the boat, besides the fuel tank, we've also got a large 100 litre plus kill tank, which is also fed gravity straight through to the ocean. So ice is not a necessity, but also it does allow you to keep the fish in that nice temperate water that you are fishing in at the same time. As for the gun rails, plenty of room in the side there for storage, and also plenty of inbuilt rod holders around the unit itself. So for those serious game fishermen or those just wanting a nice family day out, it's pretty hard to go past the RH650 Senator. Externally, the boat looks absolutely magical as well. So up top here, we've got a Lone Star Marine anchor winch system. Of course, they are Australian made, Australian built. Inside here, we have that cavity that's full of lead. So the anchor's going to go down nose first, and you're not going to have a problem when you are going to anchor up as well. As for the bump rail, full length across this entire boat. I want to talk about the tubes now. These are 3mm thickness, but unlike a lot of other tube boats that you see from overseas, these have been cut off on the inside and giving you an extra 400mm of deck space across the back cockpit. You will find the other boats, of course, that tube will run inside, lowering the amount of deck space you have to work with. So it's super important that I see this. And they are foam filled as well, so it does give you that positive stability, but at the same time, they are registered as basic. Have a look down the back end now. If we take a look at this area here, to me, this is perfect. It gives you more space. So if you're fishing, you've got the safetiness here of putting the ladder up, the external ladder, you can lock her up, and it's going to give you that safety aspect where you can stand at the back here, you can land your fish, gap your fish, bring your fish over the back, or you can just stand at the back here and add that extra person to be fishing on either side of the boat. As for New Zealand boats, the welding is impeccable. It's absolutely brilliant, some of the best I've seen in the world. All the way through, lovely heavy-duty machine welding, of course, by human, and also when it comes to the actual engine mounts here, you're going to find no dramas or any flexing coming through. The top of the boat, back up this end of town, we have a look at this. The ladder system to hold on, lots of grab rails on these boats, which is really important when you're in that heavy ocean. You've got somewhere of all 4 points of contact, being your feet, hand in hand. So if you're going to be swaying around, going through some rough area, you're going to find that you've got some sort of stability there as well. So this is the RH650 Senator, thanks to our mate Dave out there at Warragul Marine, powered by the wonderful Suzuki DF200. Get online and check it out.